Custom Garage. Okay guys, so last week we skipped a video. I couldn't get it done. It was just too much after the Jetta fail paint job that I had to restand that whole car down. It's pretty much all sanded now. It kind of put a hold on this job. So we've decided to go back to the one video on Fridays. I'll throw in one on occasion if I can on a Tuesday, but we'll stick with just the Friday ones, and we'll do that for a while and see how things go and try to keep ahead on these and keep working on it. So it takes a lot of time to make the videos, and I only have so much time to get it done, so we're gonna do what we can do. So we'll be bouncing between this and the other projects, you know, like most of the other guys in this on YouTube do, and we'll keep giving you the videos on Fridays. So we'll just keep that going, and let's get on this now. Okay guys, as you guys seen in the last video, the Jetta was a fail. Looking at it today, I did some sanding on it. I'm probably going to be able to bail out of it. We'll show you what we do when we do that for next week. For now, we'll get back on the Mustang, let that thing sit all week, and we'll just keep working on this. So today we're going to do the rest of the patch in the back underneath the seat, get that thing finished up, and then we're going to take a look at that torque box. Maybe we can start getting that welded in. But that'll be it for tonight, but let's see. So let's get started. Okay, we left off putting the torque box in place, which is right there. These patches are done. This patch is done in here. We're gonna cut this out and get this patch put in, hopefully tonight. Okay, so we cut the floor piece out, and as you can see, I got a little bit of rust in there. So we got to make a patch here for the frame. I cut the front of the torque box out so I can get a better look at what's in here. And as you can see, it's rusted back till there somewhere. So we're going to make this piece too. So we'll have to make those pieces. I got to make a patch for the inner wheelhouse, so we get that nice and secure, and then we can put the floor in. Because here's the floor panel that I have. As you can see, that'll be fine for there. But we gotta fix everything underneath it first, so I gotta start making some pieces. So today, I started making the frame rail pieces I need. I cut the top out, and I bent this piece, put a couple relief cuts in the top so I could bend it. So that will fit that. The other side goes here. That fits in there. And then this is the bottom. The bottom is cut to fit that little groove in there. So we'll pack these three pieces together. We'll cut that out and replace it with that. Once I tack it, make sure it fits nice. Then I'll weld this up solid, all three pieces, and then we'll take that out and put it in. Now we're just going to tack these in place because I want to be able to make sure I can move them and bend them into what I need. Now I'm going to give it just a little space between them so I can get a good penetration on it. I got a little bit of gap here. I'm going to tap that in. Now, there's the beginning of a frame rail. So we'll fit this, we'll make sure it fits in the hole properly, make sure we have gaps going everywhere we want, and then we'll weld it up nice and solid. I'll bring you back once we've got it ready to fit. There you go, frame piece is cut out. Here's the new frame patch. And it's close. So it could use just a little more tweaking, but that's enough to get me where I gotta go. So we're gonna weld this up on the bottom and the inside, then put it back in and weld it all up. And there you go, we'll have a nice piece of frame in there. Okay, so there you go. So it took about 20 minutes to weld it and grind it. Shaped just like the original. Plenty of weld on the inside to keep it strong. Ground down the outsides, dressed it up so it looks nice from the outside. We'll clean this all up, stick it in the car, and then weld it up. So this is all ready to go. We're gonna put it in place. I drilled 3 holes here. They'll weld onto this plate here. So go in from the bottom. And it's a tight fit. And there we go. So first thing I'll do is tack it on the front edge. Okay, that's welded across there. I'll push this over, weld this here. Okay, now we'll get this side. I got a little bit of a gap here, but it'll be fine. Just weld it together. so there you go. Frame patch put in. We got another patch to put in on the bottom only. Just a little bit forward of that. I probably could have went a little further, but I didn't want to get interrupted this floor. And so I could do that from the bottom side. But that put this patch in. This is all nice and secure now. It's nice and strong. That 16 gauge steel, it's not going anywhere. So that done tonight. Tomorrow we'll put the panel on the floor. We'll put a patch in here. And we should get that much done anyway. So we're just gonna keep working forward. It's taking a long time to get this floor in here, but all these patches and all these other things need to get done first. So it's a step-by-step process. Start from the bottom, work your way out. Down part that goes down here, off of the floor section that this will weld onto. So what I did, take the floor piece, bent the piece of metal, I'm going to tack it on the corner, and then on the corner here, and I'm going to grind it down flat and weld it on both sides. So that'll give us plenty to work with. Now what I'm going to do is grind this down flat on this side, cut off the end, and I'll weld the top, and we'll be good to go. Okay, I painted the inside of the frame. Okay, it's just a touch big. We'll take off a little bit on the end. Okay, so we got a patch in there to cover up that little rust hole we had here. Now, this panel can go over all of it. Okay, so this piece is in. I had to beat it around a little bit to get it in, but there it is. We're gonna start welding it up, work our way around. We're gonna start here, tapping it in tighter, then welding it up. So I stuck some tacks on the outside edge. I tacked it up here. Now I'm going to push it down here and tack it here and tack it on this corner. Weld up my plug welds. Then I should be able to weld this edge up. And then we'll get this floor all welded in solid. Alright, so all this is ground. That's all ground in. There's a piece there. That's put in. The rail's in. The rest of the floor pieces are put in. Now we're going to move to the front. I've got the torque box up in place. I'm going to start welding that in. Once that's welded in, I'll cut a piece of floor. We'll start putting floor in. So one piece at a time, we're getting it done. On the torque box, I'm going to weld it solid on the inside. I'm going to weld it solid along the rail here. It's spot welded here. And it's spot welded on the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. The inside frame rail is welded. Now we're going to get on the outside here. Got 4 plug welds here, and I'm going to weld this solid down the inside of the frame rail. Okay, I thought I was taping, but anyway, cut a piece of metal. I cut the notch out to fit in here. Now you could use a cardboard template. Choosing not to is going to get it to fit nice and tight there. Just going to grind off a little at a time. The difference down here and up here, and until it fits in this pocket nice, it's tight. Then we're going to clean all this out of here and put this in place. Now what I want to do is put a little bend in it like this has. Okay, so we made the piece. Now we gotta trim a little bit off the edge here. So what I'm gonna do is just grind off this point on the end. Now this should fit kind of nicely there. And take a little more off in here. Okay, let's take out some of the stuff we don't want. That'll go down here. What I'm going to do is tuck this in there nice and tight. I'm going to weld outside, then I'm going to weld the inside. Okay, as you can see, this width here is bigger than width here. So now I'm going to grind that down so it matches. Okay, so we got the piece welded in. Dressed it up a little bit. Left a little bit of the weld on there. You're not going to see this when the fender's on. So it really doesn't matter. There's no sense taking all the weld off. The weld will add some strength to it. But, you know, you could spend thousands of dollars buying all these little panels and putting them in, which is great, I guess. Or this is probably $5 in steel. And it's a little time you make it yourself. It's definitely worth the effort. So what I'll do now is I'm going to dress up, weld up the make sure the inside's welded completely around also. Welding it on both sides along here and here. I'm going to weld the torque box, which welds across here, and I'll weld it on the back side across here. So that'll get welded in the back here and here, and we'll do all this, and then we'll come back. Okay, now the torque box is in. I'm replacing this piece of firewall going down to the torque box. I just put a piece of 18 gauge in there. It had a couple ribs up here. I don't have my dies right now, so he's borrowing them, so I could have put something in. I wouldn't have had nothing like this anyway. So I'm just gonna mold them into the pan and let it come down, and it'll be fine. Okay, we got this piece welded in. It's nice and tight to the torque box. Welded all the way around. And on the inside is welded down to the torque box. We'll grind those flat, and then we'll continue on and put a piece across there. We'll get that all tidied up. And then we can move down and putting a piece of floor across here. We're gonna do that probably in 2 to 3 sections. And then weld it all together, then put it in. Okay, there you have it. It's welded that far. What I'm gonna do now is finish welding the corner here down. And this whole piece will be welded solid, and then we'll put pieces to make the floor in next. So it's slow, but it's coming along. That's all we can do. Okay, that's it for this video. Got the torque boxes in, front and the rear one repaired. Got the rear floor repaired, and we got the cowl panel above the torque box in the front repaired. Next week we'll put in the floor that goes over the torque box and down to the bottom where the full half floor goes in. We'll get that thing welded in, and that side of the car will be done. As far as floors anyway, definitely got rear frames to put in, rear floors. We put that patch in the rear frame, so we're making some progress. It feels like it's slow. It feels so slow, like it's taking forever to do, but I guess that's just the way this is, you know. There's so much to do. We gotta get the structure on the bottom solid and secure before we move up to the top. So, like I said, next week we'll get the floor put in, and we should be able to start doing the other side. And say once the floors are in, everything's solid there, we can do the front and rear frames, get those solid, and start getting the body work going. And say it's coming slowly, but it's coming, and we'll keep going. So we'll catch you on the next one. Again, please hit the likes, subscribe, notifications, share with your friends, leave a comment. I appreciate it all. And we'll catch you on the next one.